Hello, everybody. Welcome to Elements of Shadow.
He's gonna choke you out
Holy
with some
cow.
wire! He's gonna choke you with fucking wire!
You got it, man. I got that at such good time.
Oh my god. You did to Guru what that man just did to that gator.
I gotta go, guys. I can't witness the death of a fucking teenager.
Alright, so Butters is wanting to be the DM, I see.
Okay, Forrest.
Go ahead, give us the recap.
Okay, Forrest, you find the artifact of Lathander. You win the game. Guru, you take 15 hit points of damage. And last time there was big hurricane.
Tornado.
Sure. And then we ran away from it for a good, what felt like 3 hours. I don't know how actually long it was. It was a while, though. It was a long-ass fucking tornado. But also, we found those papers that we needed after talking to my papa, or grandpapa, technically.
Mhm.
And, yeah, we also we made Forrest was about to fall out of the cart, decided to do it willingly, lit up like a lighthouse, and just kind of ran away into the distance to try to go find a cart in the tornado. After that, they found him. They rescued him, most of them, if not all of them. Ellie recognized one of them from something, and then they walked away to a distance, like near him, like a hill, kinda. And Forrest started healing him a little bit, and then Paris / Ellie started kind of just mingling with somebody she knew, and what's the E name in this one?
Elisha.
Elisha just was kind of laid the fuck out.
I really was.
That's your fucking recap. It's Spartan Notes version, but it's a recap.
What? I left to check my roof, and I come back to Spartan Notes. What is happening?
back
I
to the
gave the recap.
Oh lord. My phone just vibrated underneath my boobs. Do not appreciate.
So yeah, did I do a good enough job, Guru?
Good enough, yep.
Did I do good, coach?
Put me in, coach.
So, you guys have the people who have been affected by this natural disaster that has occurred. And you have your friend, once again, being wrapped up in your arms, Paris, as you're squealing and holding her because you both big. What? That's exactly how you liked it. She's a tall woman, you're a tall woman. It all works
I'm
out.
actually bigger than her now.
Slightly. But yeah,
I've outgrown. I don't like. Do not like.
then stop growing.
I can't.
You, out of
You
character,
can.
keep growing her.
Yeah, yeah. You're like, I know what. I want her to get taller. Bitch, what did I just say? Taller. She needs to be the tallest one in the party.
Hold on a second, I don't have an air pump. Listen. Shh, 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 shh.
She's
Oh
fucking,
no, out of character. I'm not complaining at all.
Oh, I know.
You know I'm not complaining about this.
I know. Oh gosh. But you guys are able to gather, together. Winds are still kicking their way across the area violently as they were before. Thankfully, they are not coming in your direction anymore, so it gives you some time to have some respite and a chance to breathe after that just happened.
I'm not breathing fully yet. I'm healing people.
You take some time to try and make sure they're all medically sound. Some people will be a little more time to make sure that they're okay. The cards that are flipped over are able to be pushed back up, but a lot of the, like, there's chunks of it that are a bit missing from being crushed. There's wheels that are missing a spoke or two. They'll be functional, but there'll definitely be some wobble to them and could fall apart on the way. Your cart's fine. You guys got the cart far enough away that it didn't sustain a serious enough damage that it's fine for the time being. Everyone
I'm
else
carrying
looks
her back to
to
the car.
be okay.
She's not allowed to walk. I'm not done hugging her.
Okay. She kind of like looks at you just like, what? And kind of leans back to where her feet can hit the ground, picks you back up to stop you from carrying her. I can walk on my own, you know.
That doesn't mean I want to let you.
She like closes her eyes. You're like, oh my gosh, you're so stubborn.
Oh wait, is her husband here as well?
He's helping with Pharos to help people
Okay.
out. Which Pharos, you do notice that occasionally as he's helping out, flecks of light kind of cross his hands as he heals people. Apparently he is actually using healing spells to do so.
Okay.
I would like to pipe up from the ground. Thoroughly laid the F out.
Mm-hmm.
Elisha on her back, hands on her chest. Why do I do this to myself?
How do I get myself into these situations? It's good to see you again.
Wow, you people know a lot of other people.
It happens.
We tend to get around.
That's good. Not many people know me. I've been sheltered mainly.
I'm glad I know you.
Thank you.
I just love the thanks.
He was very confused by that statement.
Why?
It is just unusual.
To be glad that you
Compliments is
know.
rare. No, compliments are just rare.
Oh, that's mean. You deserve many compliments.
No, it's just you have to focus on getting better, and compliments are less important than actually knowing things, you know? It is more important to be training and to know you do well than to be told you're doing well.
It helps sometimes, though.
Just was not how I was trained.
I got encouragement and then scolding if I did it wrong because I got cocky. Because sometimes I'll admit I would do stupid stuff. Kind of like now! And she's holding up Villa. She sends her the biggest grin.
Oh, okay.
It's the face. It's the grin of, can you really stay mad at this face?
Yes, someone can. And it's going to happen eventually.
Eventually.
Eventually you're going to grab the wrong person.
I mean, I don't think she's really let go, per se, at this point.
She really hasn't.
That's why I said eventually you're going to grab the wrong person. It's not now, but it's an eventual.
She only really hugs people that she knows are okay with it.
I beg to differ. She
Well-
hugs some questionable times sometimes.
Sometimes. Usually, she only hugs those she knows are okay with it. At this point, this is just minor kidnapping.
Yeah.
Minor. I am far from a child.
I
I'm
can
a
think of
woman.
so many different characters I play that would have anxiety from how hard you'd be.
Bones! Contact!
Flailing feathers.
I would like
Why
to
feather?
Shuffle.
beckon Vela to
Oh,
sit
Shuffle
down.
would have whipped out a gun by this point.
Oh yeah, he would have shot her.
So yep, you beckon Vela over. Vela kind of like looks at you, looks down at Ellie, looks back to you, just like looks down at Ellie,
Help
picks Ellie
me.
up. Like no, she doesn't. It's not like a help me look. It's like a oh my gosh, and she picks Ellie up, walks towards Elisha. Yes.
First of all, I have been in your situation many a time. I can commiserate.
I feel like I have a bit more of an edge against you. No offense meant, of course. Just
Oh, none at all. You most certainly do.
yes, I can pick her back up. Is the thing. And clearly, she enjoys that as much as she enjoys picking myself up. That being said, how have you been?
Well, up until about an hour ago, I was feeling quite well.
And then she took a rock to the face.
A rock to
Careful.
Are you okay?
The weather decided it didn't like me anymore.
To be fair, I don't think it likes anyone. To be further
not
fair,
at the-
it's probably best that it was only the elementals this time. I've heard that there's supposedly some creature up in the high skies that's occasionally been seen peeking down through and causing some of these disasters, but none
I'm
of that
sorry,
today.
elementals?
Did you not see them in the tornado? You
No,
probably-
not again!
I was blind for most of the time.
Ah, dust in your eyes.
I saw them.
I-
From farther away.
I'm so tired of dealing with elementals already.
It's not your fault. Would you prefer to deal with some of the other things we've had to deal with?
I've already got struck by lightning because of them!
Really?
Twice!
Where?
It was an island back in another town. They had a bunch.
Oh,
No, the island where the Myrmidon was, yeah.
Yeah, Veros wasn't there for that one.
It was an island and it had something called a Myrmidon that was summoning lightning so that it could attack the people of a town. And Car got struck by lightning, and then Cheshire got struck by lightning, then I got struck by lightning just standing out, and then we had to fight it, and then it kept smacking me with an electrically charged flail, and.
She like tries to let you go and tries to go into her satchel, realizes you're still holding on to her, and she just like drops her arms, just like,
She lets go of her.
thank you.
She let go of her during that rant.
Okay, good.
I love
Just wanna
how
make sure.
if I was here, he would not have remembered her. Not a fucking chance in the world.
Oh no, I didn't.
He didn't
imagine-
interact with her,
Yeah.
so I can't imagine.
He was the original one to talk to her.
Yeah. But he didn't, follow up with her. It was just like, I met with you. I'm good. We're good. Done. Moving on. But she pulls out a book and starts writing down notes on what you're saying. Taps
By
her
the way, I
cheek,
got some of its essence.
like glances up. Really? As she's looking up, by the way, like she was tapping her cheek with like the tip of the quill. She's got little black speckles on her cheek now.
Black speckles.
Yeah, ink.
Because it's a quill pen.
You have
I know. She wipes at it just
Right.
aggressively. Just
wiping might not be the.
it smears.
It's been done. There is no going back.
Elisha's sitting here looking at her from experience, just like.
Looks at her hands. I remember so much. But yeah, she's like trying to write this down as quickly as she can, and it's clear that she's trying to do it without super finesse, but she still has
If
good handwriting.
you want, we could. Once we get everything situated and we can rest, I can just tell you more in detail so you can write slower.
Yeah, I'd appreciate. I just wanted to make sure I had it while you still had that thrown out, and so that if you remember anything else, I can note it later. But she reaches into a little bag, sprinkles some sand on it, and lets it shake down to make sure that the ink dries faster.
By the way, miss,
Yes.
when you disappeared from your residence, Ellie grew rather worried. We- Searched your house and Let me just say it was quite very well stocked.
Her eyes slowly slide over to Ellie.
Many things to talk about.
I may have dislocated my shoulder on your stone wall.
I made it well.
I was panicked.
Certainly, we will have much to talk about. I can tell. Let my husband
You
finish
guys
with...
sometimes overreact.
I can tell. But then again, considering what they apparently have bumped into along the way, perhaps I should have been more aware of that.
Was
How
there a
could I
sign of a struggle with your health?
No, just her leaving in a rush. Out of nowhere. And then we found out that, you had some problems of your own that maybe were even more because I didn't know how to handle it, and I didn't know if I could keep you safe, and it...
You don't have to keep everyone safe, she pets her head.
That is a lost argument.
I didn't say that it was an argument. It is a fact. But one that she will try to overcome, I'm sure.
I don't like thinking about my friends getting hurt.
That's fair. I understand. Let's take ourselves to where we can sit and let these people have a moment to breathe so we can get a few of the more able-bodied people to help fix some of the carts up to make it so that we can put them into a cart for those who are actually hurt.
How's the horse looking right now? Other than, panicked and most likely exhausted.
Your horse?
Yeah.
Panicked and most likely exhausted. Seems to be, it was just blindly following you guys' direction, and apparently that was good enough. You do see that one horse is cuts on its face and shoulders. It looks like it had a rough time. There's another horse that is, as I believe I mentioned before, not moving.
Oh. Can I dig a grave for the horse?
You can. It'll just take you a bit.
That's fine.
Dig a grave for the horse. Help move it into it. Take off all its straps and bindings and whatnot to put onto the people's cart. Didn't have much on it. Just like the bridle and such as that. Slide it in after a little bit of work. A few people eventually come over and help you once they take care of the people.
You don't have to. I'm fine.
Well, if it weren't for the horse, pretty sure most of us wouldn't have even been able to get this far out. Least we can do.
She smiles. It's storming outside, and it hit very near because my house is shook.
Oh my. Thankfully, there's no storm for you guys this evening.
Please, God,
game.
no.
Change that.
No, please, please. No, Elisha doesn't need more damage done.
I will say that if you guys want to spend hit die for a short rest, you can. You do not have to, as everyone's planning on staying where they are to take a long rest here. That's up to you.
I don't know what the heck you're gonna throw at us in the next 4 hours, because otherwise I just sleep.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. Wow!
3 for 3!
Actual God!
3 for 3!
Christ Almighty!
Holy shit, that can.
Oh my God!
Guys, you want to know what? If I roll one more 5, I'll get more than my max. No, I won't even get my max. No, I won't. I won't even get my max. I'll be real close though.
What health do you have?
More than I did.
15 more, exactly.
That's so that seems like an Elisha thing anyway.
Yeah.
Such precision.
Alright, everyone else wants to wait for the long rest?
Yeah, I got enough health, I think.
I
Hell, do I?
I don't.
Oh,
I do now, but I didn't.
I'll roll a hit die. Screw it.
Oh, I'm really low. I didn't know how much health I had. I'm really low. I'll roll a bit. I'm barely in double digits.
Paris, you could roll one hit die. One hit die and get exactly as much as I got.
Man, I'm built to last!
Butters, you got technically 8, 8, and 8.
But you needed 4 dice to do it.
He did.
Yep, I'm exactly at full.
Nice.
I went 3 over.
Alright.
Good, yeah.
Yep, I'm also out of all my hit die.
I noticed.
So you guys patch yourselves up. You guys get yourselves rested. All the spell slots that her husband have are going to the people who are injured in such ways that they'd not be unable to move or do otherwise. Because, well, it's kind of clear that some of them have a lot more issues ranging from broken arms. One person
broken
complains about
legs.
their shoulder, broken legs, yeah. One person just isn't moving and it takes him a little bit, but he is able to get it, so he's able to move around, but he's got a crick in his neck and he's...
Is it broken? You can have a broken neck and still be alive before you look at me crazy.
I'm not looking at you crazy. I'm saying that the only reason he is still able to be alive and walking is because of how much healing magic had to be pumped into him.
Oh, Lord. Oh, is this the unconscious one that I carried?
It was the unconscious one, yeah.
I thought we stabilized him.
You stabilized him, yeah, but to make it so he was able to walk.
Oh, so he wasn't paralyzed. Okay.
Yeah.
No, Gru, you said that one had a leg injury.
Yeah,
not,
he also...
the unconscious one had a leg injury, not a head.
I think he's saying that on top of that he had the...
There was one person who had part of their neck broken. But with healing magic, they were able to stabilize him, but he's going to be a little bit shaky on turning his head for a while. And he's going to need to rest and relax and lay down to make sure that his bones heal correctly. Because otherwise, he will be unable to walk for the rest of his life.
Yeah,
Oh, I
because
will-
you can't re-break a neck like you can a leg.
Just snap the neck. Oh, he's dead.
Can they do
Medicine,
that
that
therapy
one.
where you... No, I've seen someone snap a neck and they'd be alive, but they snapped in a therapeutic way.
Yeah, in a
Yeah.
chiropractic way.
So technically, your argument is false.
Argument invalid. I will help get the other man situated so that he can lay down properly. Because even if I'm not proficient, I would imagine that I know at least a little bit about more major injuries.
She's broken a neck in her day.
No! She's definitely broken her arms and legs. I don't think she's broken her neck. She's probably broken some ribs, too. Now that I think about it.
Say your neck, Paris.
Oh, Lord. Not yet! I haven't snapped anyone's neck. I've cleaved some people in half, but... I don't break bones. I take limbs, mad.
That's fair.
This is the worst conversation ever. But it's great.
Fires are eventually erected, and you guys are able to sit around them. People have various food stock that make it easier for you to have something akin to a meal. Something that'll allow you to restock, refuel, and allow you a chance to, feel better. It's something, if nothing else. There's idle chatter from around, and you are able to speak with her as you need and wish.
It starts out gradually as her trying to give her information, and then it turns to venting about the fight.
Hmm.
it's still information that's usable, but it's one of those things where it's like, and that fucking mace hurt like hell, or flail, excuse me.
It's easy to get them mistaken. Flail is just adding a chain to it, but it hurts a lot more once it actually hits you. Of course.
Well, I did take it back. Or not take it back, I wouldn't mind to begin with.
You took it.
To hold up the flail.
Kind of like leans back like, oh. You mentioned something else about this...
Myrmidon, I think?
No, just this event in general.
Where did we get the name from?
Alasha, if I remember correctly, was able to deduce what it was.
Barely, but yes.
Because I remember being told it in character.
That's what I remember, but I might be wrong as well. And if I am, sorry.
I'm pretty sure I got that, yeah. I can double check my notes, but I'm pretty sure I got that, yeah.
No worries. But you mentioned something about something you received, or obtained, rather.
Oh, yeah, it's essence, I want to call it. I saw, Elisha saw an orb, piece of energy, something in it, and I was able to get it out, because, I'm used to carving up animals, so I was able to do something and finagle my way in.
May I?
She'll hold the vial out to her, of course. I was planning on making a sword out of it. I've heard of this thing called, wind charge, wind slasher, something like that.
These sound really strange. Is anybody in this camp wearing an illusion?
That's a good question.
Roll an investigation check.
May I roll advantage for the ones that I'm touching?
I'll allow it.
So, just this first one is for everybody, second one's for the people I'm touching, I guess.
Mhm.
Or whichever one's higher for the people. Where is it? Yeah, not much.
Mhm. Looking them all over, no one appears to be under any kind of illusion. They all seem to be pretty much on the level. And so you show it to her, and she kind of looks it over, turns it over in her hands slowly to get a feel for it, if you will. Give me just a second. Sorry, I had to sneeze.
You're fine.
Yeah. Kind of just nods to herself. You said you were looking to make something out of this?
With Elisha's help, anyway.
Kind of glances to Elisha.
She's good at magic.
I'm still lying on the ground.
She's the one who knows a lot of magic, and I know how to make weapons. That's where she got that dagger from, and she'll point to the fucking... I don't remember what you titled it.
The floral dagger.
Okay, yeah. So
I
just
hold
that.
up the dagger.
Possibly one of the finest implements that I have seen in decades. I almost feel bad using it. Almost.
Elisha's sitting here like almost stabs the person. She just staring at it?
Yeah, she's just staring at it for a second. You're very good at what you've been doing. Clearly you've made good ironworks, but...
It's one of my better works. I made the great axe, I just didn't enchant it. That was my mom. since, normally I can't see in the dark.
No, I suppose you wouldn't be able to do so, no.
What I'd heard, so I wanted to try it. I mean, worst come to worst, it doesn't work, and I'm down that. But that's the point of learning how to do it. So you get better the next chance you get.
Of course. If you'd like, when we head up into the mountains, if they have looks to Pharos, I would presume, I don't wish to make any assumptions, of course, but they have forges up there, correct?
I'm not sure.
They do. They
I
have.
doubt he would fucking know, but sure, yeah. He
You
didn't leave that fucking temple, man.
no, it's in the temple. Monks have the access to basically any types of artisan's tools, and so Smith's tools is one of those that was available to anyone who wanted to learn. It was just not something you were interested in.
No thanks, can't relate.
It also means you'd find some fine ass booze in some monasteries.
This is also true. I mean, the
Oh,
drunken
yeah, that's-
monks have to come from somewhere.
Also, fucking, it's probably one of the lesser things, because that's more of Morden's thing than Lathander's. Because especially followers of Lathander's didn't smith.
No, but there are a
But
few
yeah.
who say that the heat reminds them of the sun, so they'll do it during night, just to try and get in touch with them.
Some in the
You're back real
monastery,
quick.
but you will need to acquire permission, and even I cannot supply. I may give good word and suggestion, but I cannot give.
It's alright if they don't. Just something that would be nice. It would make it so that perhaps I could forge with you and see about making something out of this. If that's okay.
She's not talking to me, is she?
She's talking to Paris. To
Yes, I thought.
to Ellie. Not Elisha, Ellie. Oh, to Elisha too.
Even with her, I'm not sure I can let in there without permission, like I said before. But at least when I say she helped me with my mission, that she'll probably be let in.
I'm back. I said
She
you're
did
back!
I didn't hear you say that. She said that she would be willing to ask the people of Lathander if they could use the forges, meaning you and her, and with Ellie's help, potentially craft
I
something.
mean, lot.
Elisha, I know what I said.
That sounds fine. I don't mind the extra hands. It's fun. It's a nice bonding experience.
Oh, now that I think about it, I know someone who might, but he is an extreme germaphobe. That is the word. Guru, you know who I'm thinking of?
I think I know who you're thinking of.
I think that's something he would try to do, other than the thing he mainly does. Side hobby.
Just off to the side.
So you'd probably have to ask his permission, if anything.
Sorry, I'm back.
But I can metaphorically twist his arm very well.
Worst
He
comes
owes
to
me.
worst.
He
Yeah,
owes
we
me
can
one.
Literally do it.
He owes me one.
Better what?
2.
I like a
3.
runner.
Worst comes to worst, what?
I heard Ellie can something,
Yeah,
but I couldn't
exactly,
make out
yeah.
the last bit.
Me either. Would you say that?
Worst comes to worst. Ellie can do it literally.
Oh no, he wouldn't appreciate that. And you'd also
I'm sure he
probably be
would.
thrown out of a monastery
Hmm.
I,
on the spot.
I missed the last bit. I can do what, literally?
Literally twist his
I'm
arm.
good at I said I'm good at metaphorically twisting his arm.
Oh.
She said Ellie could do it literally.
That wouldn't be nice.
He's just very squirmy, but he owes me one.
I will try and keep everything clean.
You see what Forrest is thinking? Or 4, or 5.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It goes for a while. He owes me. We could say that.
I will do my best to keep everything clean. I keep a surprisingly clean forge. It's just
He
the
also
rest of my
is
stuff
not
that's
a fan.
unorganized.
He's just a very awkward person, more than me, surprisingly.
You're awkward?
I find myself to be at times.
Fair enough.
I don't know many things. Even about myself, sometimes I do not know many things.
That's fair. I do know a lot of stuff. Some people are sometimes surprised that I know as much as I do about forging.
I mean, if you learned how to forge, you learned how to forge.
To be fair, it was a happy accident, technically.
How do you accidentally learn how to forge? This I have to hear.
Well, my dad brought me to the person who made his weapons, and then I got interested in the forge, and so I sat and watched him for a while. And then the next thing that Dad knew, I was sneaking into the forge trying to copy making daggers. So, technically accident, technically not. So you weren't trying to teach me.
Well, no, it's not an accident, it's on purpose. The interest was an accident, but not the act of doing it.
Fair enough. If I accidentally made a weapon, that would be funny.
Yes. Would anybody like coffee?
Yes, please, I could use some. No, you're supposed to be off that. I want my coffee, I'm allowed.
Don't worry, it's just really good coffee from the Temple of the Fan.
You just see the husband just like glaring at her. She slowly looks at you like, from Lathander's temple, you say?
I'll make sure she only has one cup.
I like how she also just totally guessed us from the mountains. I just realized that.
Good stuff from Hawaii.
She's a smart girl. She know her stuff.
Because how many temples are in this? Isn't like there's two or three temples in the continent.
There are several in the continent. Yours is one of the ones that you're most familiar with. Let me grab my notes. I have the wrong notebook open.
We just got a letter. We just got a letter.
We just got a letter.
I'm sorry, I saw like a thing for some reason. Because I thought of the handy dandy notebook, that's why!
Yep. Yeah, there's a few other temples in the area, but not around Lathander's Church. Lathander's Church is one that's more up in the mountains.
Do you mean the handy dandy smartphone, Paris?
God damn it, please tell me they didn't actually switch that. Oh, fuck.
No, just the front is the notebook. The back is a smartphone.
I'm gonna have seizures.
Okay. But Forrest makes the coffee. Forrest just looks kind of strange-ish. Like, the smile is still there, but it's a little diminished. More contemplative.
I would like to. Well, I don't know if an insight check would get me anything.
I gave you all you'd get, man.
Yeah, it's like you said it, so I was like, well, I guess I don't actually have to do anything now, do I?
Yeah.
Cyrus, once you're done with the coffee, can you and I speak alone?
Oh, yes. Give me a few minutes.
Take your time. Since I remember what Ellie saw before.
Yeah, you eventually get done with the coffee, then come to you. Yes.
She'll take some. Stare her husband right in the eye and slowly just.
Power move.
He just stares at you slowly. You done fucked up.
You done fucked
Does he have a
up, done
whole
did it
list
now,
of
son.
through?
Yes.
Do I know it?
With your. Are you proficient in religion? I forget.
Yeah.
1 second here.
Yeah, I am.
Do not unplug.
Do not
Do I
unplug.
need to roll?
You do not need to roll.
Okay.
All I heard was do not unplug. I'm just sitting here like, unplug what?
For my computer.
Oh, pff.
It's one of the other names for Morden in this world, as Cavinus.
So basically Morden.
Yeah, but it's Cavinus
Yeah.
is another name that some people call him. Something like that. But basically he has the same information as Morden might. Forge, notice the architect, god of knowledge.
Lathander and Morden are enemies, right?
Not currently.
Okay, good. I've been
Not
running into a
currently.
lot of Lathander's enemies, man.
He's not wrong.
Just be like that. Next, you're gonna throw another god at me that I know of that don't like Lathander.
Give it time.
You don't wanna. That's
I'll just wave to him.
He gives a nod back. It just kind of started. You're just like, you did done the fucked up.
Daggone done did it now, son. That's all that I can
Yeah.
think when you say that.
And then I'll go to Ellie. Did you need something?
Earlier, when you were trying to help those people,
Yeah.
she gestures to it's the right side of his body that looks like that, isn't it?
Left.
Okay. Okay. I couldn't tell if it was his right or his left. I'm bad at this. She'll gesture to
Paris,
the...
I mean,
Ah! Ah, yes.
He's upside down. Butters.
I'm doing it. Give me a second, crew. Gosh. Calm down, Mom.
Okay, yeah, his left. She'll gesture to hit, like, where his left side is. Is that why you're like that?
Oh, yes. Yeah. When I was young, it was more frequent, so my skin started negatively reacting to it, and now it's a thing I do at will, but before it was just kind of something that happened. So, this is the result.
Does it still hurt?
What do you mean?
To do it, does it hurt?
Oh, yes. A good amount.
And you still do it to help people?
Yes.
She smiles. You're even better than I thought you were. I'm really glad I know you.
I used to hear someone talking to me at one point, but that's faded a long time ago. I eventually left my family when I was younger. By the Temple of Lathander came to speak, and they took me from my family, and now I was with them from. I was very young. If I
Do you miss them?
remember an exact age. Oh, always. I wrote to them every day or every week. I never got a letter back, but I'm sure they were just busy.
Have you ever thought about going back to see him?
Not really.
Well,
It'd be
maybe-
nice to see them. I just never thought about it.
Maybe we can find a way to get you back there.
Oh, I know where it is. I know how to get to it.
I know, I mean, like, take the time to get you there.
Yes.
Well, then that's what we'll do once we're finished here, then.
He just kind of shrugs. Okay.
Sure, they'll be happy to see you. And besides, I'd like to see you. Well, who you're related to, because your grandpa is kind of scary.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure not all the families like
Something
that.
felt weird about that exchange. I don't know why.
The last bit of it?
No, with the woman you were talking to, something just felt strange about it.
She shrugs.
Something about this whole situation feels odd. I don't know why.
Do you mean that she just happened to be here, or do you mean something else?
Everything about it.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we did just encounter a tornado that wasn't technically a tornado, but elementals. And this is the second time now that my group has encountered rogue elementals that shouldn't technically be here. So that's certainly strange.
Yeah. Well, elementals are what they are. But, yes, let's get the people healed. Let's get on the road again so I can report back to my temple. We don't want to be here for too long. We want to, well, if they need to stay here overnight, we can. But if they don't need our help, that's fine.
They probably should stay here overnight as well as us, honestly, because Elisha got really up.
What time is it here?
Evening.
How far into the evening?
Dusk is just hit by maybe a couple minutes. Well,
Soon it will
Alright.
be socially acceptable for me to sleep.
Soon it will be socially acceptable for me to sleep. Oh my god.
Bars will try to make food.
Mhm.
If people want it.
Ellie immediately is like, please do.
I will also start knitting again.
Ellie's a
After I'm
big
done with
girl.
that.
She needs food.
Is that all that you do to start knitting?
yeah. You can absolutely do stuff like that. Little things here and there.
I want to start making a sweater.
Okay. It'll take you some time to do that, of course, but
I'm aware. I want to try to get done with it by the time we get to the temple.
Mhm.
If possible.
no worries on that one.
Can I approach the husband?
Sure.
I was never able to fucking.
Ooh, Guru, wait. Actually, no, screw that. I know a better gift. Did any of the, was there a storm along with the hurricane at all? Or the twist
Any what with it?
Storm.
There's it sounds like there's one off in the distance. Doesn't appear like it's coming over you currently.
Oh, but
at
was
the
it
moment.
was it there though when we got the?
Yeah.
I don't know if any lightning struck at all.
No lightning.
Did any hurricane get like not hurricane? I keep saying hurricane because it's come and hit me.
Mhm.
Did any twister like badly damage
Badly damaged what?
A tree.
Not super close. There's one off a ways that you could see.
We're
I'm going over there.
Flatlands.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over there.
Okay.
I want to get a piece from the tree because that technically means it's a piece of bark touched by elementals.
Okay.
Oh. Interesting.
Then I'll start working on the sweater because like I want to get 2 gifts, but I need to find one that's for a nerd. So I'm like that.
Roll a You're not proficient in Arcana. Are you proficient in Nature?
Nope,
What about Survival?
nada.
Cool.
I am.
You have some bark that was touched by an elemental.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I could still roll it, but yeah. I mean, I could roll religion, maybe. I don't know. It's the one
No,
intelligence
that's not
thing
the
I
one.
got.
Yeah, that's not the one that this would be rolled for. I'll allow you to roll
No.
an Arcana check.
Fitting.
Oh. know it's magic. You
To be fair,
know.
he's heard a lot of incoherent babbling about Arcana.
Incoherent babbling.
To you, maybe.
Elisha's sitting over here like, it is babble that is
I
intelligent.
wasn't talking about Elisha.
Oh no. Oh!
You managed to find one that looks like it's been almost like it was like actually punctured into slightly. And you're like, yeah, this looks like it would have been touched by an elemental.
It kind of looks like the stone from Goonies.
A little bit.
Yeah. Alright, that works. Okay. And then I'll start working for a sweater to fit a half orc.
I would like to ask Bella something before we all retire.
So, it has come to my attention that you are in fact arcanically inclined.
Perhaps. Kind of
Would you
looks at you with a
perhaps-
side eye. Like, she's kind of like jittering a little bit. Just a little bit. Just like, you know, get a little bit of that coffee buzz.
Would you perhaps be interested in
And I will slide out my spellbook.
sharing?
What
Do you guys have the
buying?
fucking materials to share?
I don't need it until I want to add it. I just need to see how the spell works.
You're gonna have to memorize that.
No, I just have to write it down.
Do you have the...
I don't have to write it in my book.
I'm gonna look
let-
this up real quick.
Ah, jeez,
I'm-
you're right.
yeah.
You can do that sometimes.
Surprise, motherfucker, it's me.
Some pies, motherfucker.
I would say I can see that, but I can't see you, Guru.
Alright. The ones that say need to add it from the other book?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it says when you find a wizard spell of first level or higher, you can add it to the book. It doesn't say you can write it down for later.
Yeah, you would need to write it down using the ink.
Give me 1 second to go look on my own terms then.
No worries. But yeah, she, like, you're like sharing, and she kind of like, she'll hold out her hand, you know, because you offered her the book, so she's happily willing to review it.
Matt, there you go.
Ah,
In Roll20 chat.
did you post it twice?
I didn't mean to. I did. Because that means I have to copy and paste it twice. I just copied it, pasted.
No, you only pasted it once. It says your spell.
It's just
work.
long.
It took 2 posts to post.
How
is
did
all.
it take 2 posts?
It
Is
has
that
it has,
long?
it has
It's
a
long.
character limit.
Oh, okay. I never ran into that before.
And she looks it over and she kind of nods to herself, just very thoughtfully, and she's like, "Good spells. I presume then you're more combat support or combat yourself, rather."
Depending on the situation, yes. I am looking for a very particular spell, though.
She wants a particular set of skills.
That being,
Non-detection.
may I ask why?
It will come in handy for myself and those I wish to keep safe.
Roll a persuasion check.
Alright. Oh boy. Oh wait, hold on. Let me just forgot to drop how many hit dice I used. I don't have 6 anymore.
I have to be right back.
Alright.
Ah, yes, just what I expected. This is probably like the only time I was gonna get it around now, and exquisite.
I'm back, and that physically hurts me.
Honestly, I'm gonna just get him out of the way real quick. Hey, I forgot how like terribly I was rolling last week. Guess what I'm gonna do now?
I'd like
Physical
to.
dice.
However, if I'm completely honest with you, I have nothing to offer in terms of ink or such as that. And do you have enough for it?
No, I do not currently.
Then I would say that it's best that we do so when we are at a wiser time, where we
You
are.
buy a shit ton of ink?
Out of character, that's gonna take a while, Guru.
aware.
Also out of character, I used it to put a bunch of spells in my spell book.
She wrote down a lot of magic.
Guru keeps giving me spells, Paris.
I keep getting hecked over by Azrello. I want someone to have spells.
Don's like, if I can't have spells as a player, then at least someone should.
If
But not the
anything,
spell that I ask for, because that would make sense.
if anything, giving her more spells is not hurting me as a DM at all, because it means that they have the ability to be prepared for anything, but they only have a certain amount of spells they can prepare per day. So if anything, I'm making it harder for them.
Rude.
Nah, I just need a bunch of ritual spells. That's all.
I'm a mad lad.
No, that's me.
Yeah, you're Madrino, though.
I'm the
He's a
original Mad
Madrino.
Lad.
No,
Just
not a
pull
bad
a drain and have almost every single.
Just getting nothing but ritual spells, that's fine.
Exactly, just pull a drain. He has almost every ritual spell in the game, guys.
Not yet, but eventually. I'm sure. Possibly.
All first levels, definitely.
Very well.
Guru, I hate that you didn't let me roll something besides persuasion.
No,
Also,
persuasion.
would I have been able to have advantage if I had done something?
You don't know?
Because I was going to do something.
If you
But
did
I
roll a
forgot to
nat
ask.
1, I would have suggested something that Guru let Ringen do. But you still rolled a nat 1.
Yeah, the intelligence thing. But
This was
I
a
mean-
charisma thing.
I know. I'm
And
gonna
you still
do
have a
this.
+1 to it. It's just you rolled in that one.
Guru, don't say that. Don't try and make it better.
I'm not making it better. You rolled in that one. There's no
No,
way to
you're
make that
trying
better.
to make it better. Yes, but you're trying.
I am allowed to try. Feel good about yourself.
I require no pity at this moment. I just want to do what I was going to do.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry
still-
for the way that was
Which-
said.
which- To be fair, she doesn't have ink, and you don't have ink. You weren't going to be able to copy down the spell regardless.
Can I? Do I notice them talking?
You see them chatting. You see Elisha do the.
I haven't
size
moved.
look.
I
Elisha?
haven't moved.
Yes.
I mean, it's not magic, but if you could still copy it and then copy it back down with, magic ink later, I have ink.
It'd have to be the special ink.
It'd have to be a special name, yeah.
Otherwise, I could just.
Because inscribing spells isn't just about it being written down. In the inscription, you also have to be like using the phrases and figuring out how to say it.
Which they hide arcanically. So just writing
Oh.
it down would mean that anyone else would be
Yeah,
able to
like,
read it, and it would basically.
You must practice
take
the spell until you understand the sounds or gestures required to transcribe it into your spell book using your own notation.
away. Mhm.
I mean, to be fair, she would know that, so she would still
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
suggest it.
I will take out
Find.
each and every spell casting component that I took from her house, and I will put them next to her.
These came in very handy, but I do not feel good about taking them from you without permission. I am many things, but I am no thief. At
You'd
least
be a
not
pretty
people
thief, though.
who don't deserve it.
Guru, you know exactly how much this hurts me.
I'm aware. Suffer with me, Matt. We'll get there together.
There is no suffering on your part.
Yes, there is, because Rello ain't got shit.
There's no suffering in this campaign, Paris.
Welcome to
That's
being
pain.
suffering.
I mean, Cheshire's backstory.
Yeah, I know, Butters. I know. On the DM's part, the DM makes us suffer, Butters.
Matt's sitting here like, Butter, shut up.
Mhm. Oh, I just realized something. Uh-oh.
Why, uh-oh.
It has been a while since I have trained.
And?
And
Oh. He just looks deflated. Training is something I require to make me a stronger temple of a being, so when I get back, I'm probably gonna get trained.
She'll pat his shoulder sympathetically.
It's okay. I just forgot about it up until now.
I mean, I'm not, a monk, but you could train with me.
No, it is okay. It's just a specific type where it's not actually fighting, but it's more of a lesson teaching through the body.
Oh. Okay.
You'll probably get to see it. If not definitely. But yes, let us sleep. And
I
he
still
he whips out a bed.
Was that a what?
A bedroll.
Whips out his bedroll just with a flourish.
Mm-hmm.
I did want to do something.
Yes.
I did say that I wanted to talk to her husband to see if I could get smithing pointers. Because I'm sure that he's been doing this longer than I have.
When we get down to a place where we're actually able to be stable and such. Not out here. Alright?
Oh yeah, once again I will try to get my a friend of mine to let you use a very fine smith, I believe a gift from Morden's temple.
He gives a slow nod. I've got my own
Listen.
travels forge, but I prefer to... When I'm teaching, I don't want to be doing it out on the road.
Hi.
That's all.
I'll hold you to that, though.
Wouldn't expect anything else. You're like my wife in that regard. You're very, persistent.
If I wasn't persistent, I wouldn't be as good a fighter as I am.
I didn't say it was a bad trait now, did I?
No,
Good.
I'm just saying.
Pats your shoulder. Which also... Paris, make a perception check.
That's a 10. Unless it's some sort of fucking illusion and he's touching me.
When he puts his hand on your shoulder, like he's wearing like, standard gloves and cloak and such as that, is the weight on your shoulder is heavier than you were expecting. It's surprising, actually.
Kind of squints at him. She'll kind of lean close so that she could just say this quietly without alerting others. Why are you heavier than you look?
Because I am.
Is this like an illusion or something?
I believe, if the wording's correct from what I've learnt, it's a transmutation? Makes something into something that's Same thing, just a different look.
What are you really then?
Armored.
Oh.
Kind of like taps his chest, and it gives like the sound of like heavy, like cloth or leather, but from the way that he does so, it's clear that there's like no give to it.
It's neat.
You gotta be more clever sometimes, especially if he kind of motions off to his wife. Have someone who can help you with something that you weren't expecting. Make it so that you can walk around the town looking like your average man, and if someone tries to jump you, just tell him to try and stab
Beat
you.
him down.
And then you punch him in the face. You know, as one does.
Big my wife energy.
My wife.
This is
My
my
life.
life.
Just so you know, Forrest will take the last watch because we're taking watches tonight. God damn it!
Mhm.
If we go to sleep now, Elisha will be joining him.
Not a problem.
Ellie's
Forrest just
gonna
likes
be
going to sleep
alone.
early.
You'll have help. There's
No,
people who
Paris,
are-
I'll be taking the watch with you, just part of the way through.
Make perception checks.
Okay, I'm gonna give advantage.
So, sounds like Paris is rolling the perception check then, with advantage.
Not awful.
Not bad. Looking around. It's a bit of a gust and wind, but not heavily, not as much as it was before. It's not something that's trying to, knock you off your feet or anything like that. It's just wind. Just wind.
I just imagine it's just wind. It's just wind. It's just wind. Just like mild panic.
It's just wind! No, it is just wind.
But is it?
Guys, I'm just flipping through the tarot card and I did a random reading
Mm-hmm.
and I got the devil, the fool, and death. The fuck does that?
What does it mean?
Someone stupid is gonna die.
Someone sold their
No.
soul to the devil.
Because fool is just actually it's the opposite. It doesn't actually mean a fool.
Mhm.
It's just weirdly named like everything in this in fucking tarot.
Yeah, tarot cards. The fool.
Death
So that
doesn't
means
mean
something
death.
stupid? Nope. Death. Nope, that doesn't mean death. What?
It means the death of something, just not people.
Mm.
Yeah, fool just means like beginnings, innocence, spontaneous, free spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Spontaneous free spirit.
Such as
I don't know why I said an image of just someone tripping at random.
second watch. It's none of you guys, so... Oh, no freedom.
Freedom!
Ooh, now I'm rolling good. Final watch, roll perception
Too bad it was in the enemy's stealth. Huh? Okay, yeah, sorry.
The other two guys are
Appreciate
basically asleep on their feet. So is Pharaoh's, apparently.
Forrest is too busy looking at the sun,
Ah, yes, the sunrise.
drinking a cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm. Which, I believe Elisha said that she was actually giving you advantage, so roll that one more time.
I was.
Okay.
Still watching
Still looking
sunrise.
at the sunrise. Yeah.
Other than that, you guys find this to be pleasant, relaxed even, and nothing seems to be trying to assault the camp thus far. You wake up and you can start collecting your stuff and get ready for the day.
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm.
Gathering
For
everything.
probably the
Good.
for probably the first 30 minutes, Ellie's just wandering about. She seems like she's lost.
Are you okay, Ellie?
Huh?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's just something off.
Okay. If you want to talk about it, you can.
I'm used to card fixing breakfast.
Okay. That is fair. I don't have much food. I have something to keep you busy, though. You like sparring, right? I thought of something that could make you get that energy out as well. Okay. So get in the push-up position.
Okay.
I'll stand on her back. Go.
She'll start doing push-ups.
Guessing Ferris is doing a balancing training.
Yep. Yeah, balance training on one leg.
Just
This is exactly how monk barbarian relationships are supposed to be.
just for the giggles, roll me a strength check, Ellie. Roll me a dex check, Pharos, just for the lulz.
Acrobatics.
You want strength or athletics? Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Oh.
Not bad. Yeah, not bad. You guys are able to keep on for quite a bit. In fact, breakfast is ready by the time you guys are done. By that point, though, you're wanting to fall over, and your arms are actually sore. Your upper body feels like it actually got a good, strong workout, despite not
Cruz, he's
sparring.
had to do that for hours before.
I'm aware. Not while moving, though. You're always on like a platform or something like that.
I just imagine it's like living in a monastery is like living with like an extremely creative,
It's like the fucking-
sadistic.
It's like a mentor from Kill Bill.
No, it's like,
No, it's the way
I've
go ahead.
sorry, I've seen a parent that it's called the pin punishment, where they drop a pin and say, pick it up. The kid lifted one of his legs while going to pick it up. The parent goes, stop, stay there for 30 minutes.
Oh, I've heard to stand on your toes with your nose to the fucking wall.
Yeah. That, but rice.
Oh, God.
Yeah. The way I imagine it is like it's similar to the normal temples and whatnot, but imagine it with a bit more of college elements to it, where there's the young people who are willing to be like, yeah, we can totally do this, and making up different ways for them to be like, yeah, we were doing this, yeah, and then finding out that yes, it works, or no, it doesn't, while the elders just watch and be like, we already know this isn't going to work. Or, oh, it'll work and whatnot, but we'll wait for them to experience the consequences.
It's not how it goes, but it just reminds me of this comedian that I was watching in World's Dumbest. And it showed a video of like these white kids fucking skateboarding on Chinatown's like Great Wall, quote unquote. And the comedian said, you just know there's like a shit ton of Asian people looking, shaking their head going, stupid white people.
Alright.
We're just like stupid fucking kids.
We eat.
You eat.
We consume, as four would say.
Consume.
You see a few people helping to hook up two of the carts because one of the horses is no longer able to pull it. And so they're having to have the one horse pulling two carts. Luckily, it's still a road that's well traveled, so it should be, able to pull it. It's just going to slow it down a little bit. Your horse is alert, awake, rested, and less tired, but seems to be like trying to look around at various things, just like,
I'm not getting caught up in this shit again.
How many days till we get to the monastery?
It'll take a number of days.
Okay. Forrest is in full concentration mode on this weapon.
Right, same. Bella, actually, speaking of,
Yes.
you wouldn't happen to know anything about tornadoes, would you?
Only a little bit. Is there something specific you were looking for?
Just a better way to avoid it than running away.
Getting down. Underground and such as that. Where you're in a structurally safe place, a place that it cannot pull you off the ground and attempt to throw you.
So dig a hole?
you wouldn't be able to fast enough without Move Earth.
It's alright, I have a way of taking care of it if we run into something like that again.
Or Erupting Earth.
The drench strategy. The drench strategy. Dig a fucking hole as fast as possible to hide your ass in it.
Erupting Earth technically would work as well, but you'd want Mold Earth to cover yourself back up in some manner.
In my mind, Erupting Earth always made like a mini volcano looking thing.
I know. That's the way I imagined it too.
Or just everything is beyond fucked gravel.
Well, would a ditch work? For a chance?
You'd want to have it covered in some way. Essentially, some way to hold yourself down against the ground. Something with structure to hold on to so you're not just ripped off the ground, as I mentioned.
I managed to hold Alasha while we were in the cart.
Something like that, I suppose.
I just imagine just basically Ellie just admitted I was able to stop fucking Mother Nature and her most destructive from ripping my friend from a cart thanks to my apparently supreme muscles.
Basically. Humanoids such as ourselves are capable of terrifying feats of physical strength when we really want it.
I mean, I'm able to break walls now. Well, more easily.
Terrifying feats indeed. I'm surprised you don't have a blunt weapon for that. Oh, wait, no, you have a flail. Never mind.
Oh, I prefer using this. It she'll pull out her great axe. Because it's not breakable.
Magical? That's fair enough.
The flail is. But in a worst case scenario, if say I have to grapple someone and still smack a wall, then the flail is nice.
If it works, doesn't it?
It came in handy when I had to hit someone while holding on to them.
She nods.
I have a lot to tell you that I haven't been able to.
We'll talk during the ride then, shall we?
I like the idea that she just explains every single minute thing that's ever happened to her on the
That sound like another thing to do.
So that's how I met your mother.
She's able to do clip notes primarily because if she doesn't, she'll get bored herself.
That's fair.
And then she'll forget what she's talking about.
If you did forget, she would just gently coax you back into the storyline and make sure that she's able to keep up her energy without being like, now I'm bored.
The primary thing that she'd probably be telling her about is the fucking hag and what was underneath its fucking home.
You met a hag? A hag?
She was trying to take one of the villagers' kids.
Meat is a very strong word.
Meat is a very open word.
I've never seen Cheshire so angry. But he did, I think, bond with the kid, so it makes sense.
He always did give the impression that he was a to-the-point sort of person, but with children I can see someone like him potentially being softer, but to think they actually was is heartwarming. It's good to hear.
It was nice to see him.
Yeah.
Actually, make friends.
Where is he, by the way?
I
He
think
had to take care of business on his own.
That's more than fair.
I just wish I could have said bye to him.
You think what?
I just wish I could have said bye to him.
Perhaps you'll meet him again in the future. It's not impossible after all.
Maybe.
Oh, and what about your other friend? Your,
She just keeps going down the list further and further.
they're just digging that hole.
Right.
You see Forrest from the front of the cart pull his. You see Forrest from the front of the cart pull his collar, looser a little bit.
It's like,
The face immediately drops.
oh no, did he?
We're looking for a cure to maybe help
Oh.
solve all of the world's problems, and he is currently helping. But he couldn't be with us while doing it.
Oh.
There's no point in lying to your Forrest.
It's not a lie. It is the truth. He is helping us do it. Sadly, not the way we want, but he is helping us find a cure for something taxing the entire continent.
I suppose from that perspective it's true.
I
Fair
do
enough.
not lie.
What is the...
That's. I'm going to have to explain it once this week. I feel like doing it in front of everyone could be useful, so all questions could be answered at once.
But there's also the fact that these are still kind of normal people, so it might freak them out a little bit.
That too.
Vela, I'll tell you-
I presume you're on the road at this point, so you're not around everyone
Yeah.
else. At the same
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're on the road.
Yeah, she hopped onto
Oh,
your car so
whoa.
that she could make sure that she could, listen to every little thing that you were going to say because she doesn't know how much you're actually going to say.
I'll tell you and you can decide whether everyone else needs to know about this, okay?
Okay.
Apparently, someone or something has decided it was appropriate to, as far as we can tell, at least countrywide, erase people's memories of a certain war. And potentially a few of the years that followed, maybe. I'm not quite sure. And we found this out, and Karg, in an attempt to potentially pull those memories back up, went to try and maybe have the memories restored at one of his temples. Instead, he got stuck in a loop of when he was there, and he is not able to come back out just yet.
I am looking very closely at Vela as Ellie is saying this.
And
Make an
I
insight
would. He is too, but he's not looking as inquisitive towards her. He's just looking at her.
Mhm.
And he's
Would I
like,
be able
Well-
to?
I believe I am one of the only people currently on this continent, or normal people, or common people, that actually have my memory from the.
That's an 11.
Do you mind if I try it on?
You may as well.
And hurts it. Nope.
By far, she's just gonna be passively doing that. If that makes sense.
What's your passive
Yeah.
insight?
16.
Mm-hmm.
First, you notice, as she's talking, she's composed. None of this
No,
looks
wait.
like it's shocking her.
Wait. Can I have advantage?
Why?
Why?
I read her journal, Guru.
Yeah.
And
So
I know exactly what happened
Yeah.
before she left.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that's right.
So this would be why you'd be wanting to roll the insight check? I wouldn't say that gives you advantage.
Alright.
You know what
You
she's
could
written.
pull it up, though.
Okay, you know what she's written. You can pull it up, but it doesn't mean that you can read her facial and
Expression.
body expressions
Uh-huh.
based off that.
Yeah. Oh, but you already know this, I'm guessing. We're
I
kind of
did
just
say we
explaining things you
had-
already know.
Things to discuss.
Essentially, yes. There's
As-
information I have read. Kind of glances over to Elisha.
I raise an eyebrow at that.
Sorry, I thought you said something about the book. My apologies. In which case, you wouldn't look
Yeah.
at that. If you'd said something
Yeah,
about it,
I did.
yeah. So yeah, she looks at you. Yeah.
Yeah, raising an eyebrow like, oh, it's more than you just read it.
There's information I am certainly unaware of. fact, I'm almost positive that I do not have nearly enough information on this. But,
Once we get to my temple, I can give you more.
no, what you've said matches with what I've thought so far. Not
No,
fully,
I
but
have much more information than what has been said. But I don't want to say it now.
We figured things out as well. So, he does have a bit of info, but we don't know if he has more than you, because we don't know if you've been researching this for longer than we do.
I've been researching this for some time. Quite some time, actually.
I just know I remember the past 4 years of my life. The true 4 years of my life.
Versus having 1 year and several missing. Correct?
Yes. I have all 4. But I would not recommend doing what I did.
He's apparently very lucky to have recovered and not just been like Cart.
I can imagine. Do you have... You said your Karg... He tried something.
He had greater restoration cast upon him in an attempt to alleviate that which afflicted him.
An expensive spell indeed.
Please don't try it.
I do not have the means with which to do so. The components are outside of my grasp, but... Do you have hairs of his, or things that might have a piece of him?
Define peace.
Hair, bits of skin, nails.
Marshall's confused.
Just a thought. Something
Elisha shrugs.
Ah! I would think that I would have his old scale, wouldn't I?
More than likely. It might have some hairs on it.
Hairs or dead skin. She'll pull that out to her.
She...
I don't know how much that'll do, but...
She's going to spend the rest of this ride looking it over with a fine investigation check. Actually rolled really well. She's going to eventually pick out some hairs and just kind of slowly like bind them together into like a maybe 1/8 of an inch, like just very thin, but she gets enough of them that she's like, this should do. I have a theory.
And you said that takes the rest of the ride?
Not the rest of the ride, but she's taking as until the lunchtime, basically.
Alright.
So it takes her a few hours as she's doing this. She's still able to talk and whatnot, but she's absolutely focused on this.
What's the theory?
I don't want to say it out loud until I've looked into a few more things, but this would only be a single possibility. This is affecting everyone. Greater restoration, it's too expensive for everyone to get a dose of. There has to be a way to free everyone's mind of this. Is that why you're going to the Temple of Lathander?
Well, it's my own selfish reason for me of wanting to just get him back. But she's kind of shrugged.
To finish the mission. I have proof of things that we now never had proof of, but can lead to enlightenment.
Enlightenment is good for everyone. It'll definitely make it easier to overcome them. At least, I hope so. I hope so.
If it doesn't work, then I have no choice but to make it work. I have to, I'll find a way to brute force this.
I doubt there's a necessity for that, but... No worries. We'll be fine, I'm sure.
She nods her head.
I need to check one more thing.
Well, you do that. I gotta be right back real quick.
Alright.
What's happening?
I'm just checking a thing real quick. Okay. So the rest of the day passes without incident. You guys are able to make camp, eat food, get yourselves ready for bed.
I'm back.
Welcome back. So you guys have rest of the day passes smoothly. You're able to make camp.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Are we still in just like straight up plains areas?
Still in wide open land, yes.
Is there any like dry grass or dry long grass or wheat or anything like that?
Yeah.
Can I pick it and see if I can maybe try and weave a hat? No, I do not have proficiency in weaver's tools, but I want to try it anyway.
Paris wants that samurai jack hat.
Yeah, pretty much.
Make a wisdom check.
Oh boy!
Your wisdom's not negative.
It's a not one now.
Guru.
I don't even know where to begin.
Guru.
Rips the fucking grass and hat.
That.
You pluck some grass, and you manage to, you pluck some grass, and you're like, I can do this. You're trying to, no. You end up making a very, very tightly knotted bracelet.
Well, okay. Are there any flowers?
There are flowers.
I can
only
make a fucking flower crown.
You can slide
the very
through it, yeah.
For a gnome.
Yeah, it can be a flower bracelet. Or unless
It's
you
a
wanna
flower
do-
yarmulke, okay?
It's a flower what?
It's a flower yarmulke.
Flower
No.
yarmulke.
Oh my god!
No, you could wear it yourself if you wore it as a yarmulke.
She's not making it for herself.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you would need more time to try to do that in more than just a day.
So it's just a bracelet at the moment.
At the moment, yeah.
Hey, Forrest!
Yes?
She'll put that on his wrist. It's clunky, because I don't have a lot of time, but...
Well, thank you. He appreciates it, takes it. Part of me just loves the idea he puts it on, it falls apart immediately.
It doesn't fall apart immediately, but it's only going to last at most less than a week.
I mean, to be
Fights
fair,
with
her
his
fucking...
hands.
To be absolutely fair, she's not thinking it through. She just wanted to give him something because he's been giving her stuff and helping her.
He will accept it.
She is the being.
Yeah, he's mostly just meditating or weaving or doing both of them at the same time. In time.
Meditating via weaving.
So you get some time to rest, meditate.
Mentally prepare for a possible future ass whoop.
Possible future ass.
Oh, that's right. I have my hit dice back.
Yep. Well, half your hit dice after a long rest, so
That's fine. I only used half my hit.
cool. You do notice that after dinner, Vela just kind of sits down. Kind of seems to space out as she closes her eyes and seems to kind of be doing a meditation sort of thing that Ferris is doing.
Interesting.
Wait, what about what I was doing?
She's basically-
Vela is doing like a meditation type thing, like she's sitting down like completely in trance, closing her eyes, just kind of just like
Do I recognize that?
as what?
This is similar to what I do.
You would recognize that as not being similar to what you do.
Alright.
So it's not a trance. It looks like she's just meditating.
Interesting.
Bella.
No response.
Nah, she in the deep.
Her husband kind of walks over. Give her some time. She's off in La La Land for all I know.
What's La La Land?
Essentially meaning that she's not going to be back in her own head until she's done. Just give her some time. She'll be back.
La La Land sounds like there's candy.
I can promise you that there's only candy if she wants there to be.
Ooh.
But she can't bring any back.
Aw.
Yeah, that's the main downside of La La Land. He kind of like chuckles at that, just candy in there. Good times.
Oh, it says good times. Makes me think that he's gone in there with her. He's given Ellie a misconception now. That's not good. Actually, I just realized something. I have not once asked your name.
What?
I've not once asked your name. I went to meet you before, and then I got sidetracked by a quest, and when we came back, you guys were already gone.
Points to himself. My name.
Yes.
Why'd you want to know something like that?
Oh,
I mean,
nice.
I'm grateful for it. I mean, most people forget to ask my name. She was the mayor and whatnot, but really?
You're a fellow smither. You're gonna teach me, and you're nice. Why wouldn't I want to know?
No, it's not that. I'm just... Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Gilthur. I'll spell it, don't worry.
Is spelled Gilthor.
You are.
I was close. It's nice to meet you, Gilthor. Sorry.
You're fine. You might want to go get some sleep. She'll be up and at it in her own time.
Alright. I will head to my bedroom. Oh wait, Elisha!
Greer, I'm gonna need that name.
Yes.
She will pick her up in a hug. Thank you for sticking with me for so long.
Well, of course. Why wouldn't I?
And people don't like my company. It's just used to it.
Compared to the company that I normally keep, you are a breath of fresh air.
Well, I mean, if they're as blunt as his grandpa was, I can understand that.
That and other things.
You've made her curious, but she knows not to ask outright. So she just gives you that curious look before she sets her down. Night.
Night.
Now we'll head to bed.
I will meditate.
Alright. You meditate.
Eventually, one of us is going to sleepwalk, and it's just going to end up with a lawsuit, like, trancing while on Ellie's side. So it's just cross-legged elf sitting on her.
Cool. Alright. Who's taking first watch?
It's not me, I'm transing.
Mm-hmm. Ferris, you taking first watch?
Yeah, I'll take it. Why not?
And Ferris, you're taking third watch?
Yeah.
Alright,
Who's on first?
LA, roll a perception check.
Does anyone happen to help me, or am I alone?
There's a few other people, but they're doing their own thing.
Christ!
Nothing.
Today is not the day for Ellie.
Today seems to be fine. Nothing seems to be trying to come up and accost you in any way.
Scarecrow jumps me in the middle of the night.
Alasha, roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Alasha's like, I'm not a warlock or a cleric.
Yeah, Bill's like,
Or
Bud, what the
paladin.
heck do you think I'm gonna be perceiving? I'm trancing.
I'm not
But
a
I guess he's
warlock.
talking about after that.
Mhm, yes.
Alright, let's see. Oh, hell yes, lads. That's a fucking nat 20. To put me at a hot.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it like 3?
No.
Oh, 26, nice, thank God.
Excuse me.
Why would you give me advantage if you have a 6? I'm a 3!
Because I've been rolling shit.
So am I!
You notice when Bella seems to get up. You actually hear her like swamping down. Moves over to her bedroll and just kind of lays down, just like, this gives me a headache.
When you fucking try and do something, but you fall asleep in a wild position, wake up 3 hours later, like,
Ah, shit, bro.
Ah, shit, here we go again.
She doesn't look like she was bothered by the position. She just looks like she has a headache. Like one
She's
of those,
been
like,
using that big, beautiful brain.
Like I tried to have a long ass talk with someone, and oh my gosh, they're so dumb. Kind of headache.
Interesting. I'll have to ask about that at some point.
Beyond that, though, clouds begin to break a little more, and you can see more of the stars and sky. Seems to be a good night, beautiful night even.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Imperos, one perception check from you.
Six.
Beautiful sunrise. Ah,
Yeah.
That's all I can imagine. It just takes me to when he actually started playing on the roof and Ellie was getting ready to just fucking javelin him, and it was like, oh!
Sure, he's doing that again.
sudden noises that are like,
Well, I mean, this time she knows it's him, so she won't just chuck a javelin at the direction of the sound.
Please do. I want to see if you can catch it and just continue playing with the other eye.
You know what? I'll do it just for fun.
Pure Ellie, just like, ooh,
Does a 16 hit?
fuck no.
Yeah, see? I
just-
just made.
Try to catch it anyway.
Sure.
Can I roll the like, he let it hit him.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you catch it no matter the damage.
That's
Thank-
totally how it works.
Yeah, 7.
Ignore the 2,
Seven.
it's 7.
It's kind of how it works.
A little bit of that works.
Can you do something? I believe it's 1 plus class plus dex, right? Plus
That
class
was
level plus dex.
1d10.
Yeah,
that's
1d10,
that's
that's what I meant, yeah.
1d10.
1d10
Yeah,
plus
Shortchange
class
yourself,
level.
bud.
You'll always catch it. I did 7 damage.
Yeah, I was seeing by how much.
No, not 1d10 plus dex plus level.
Yeah. Yeah. He just sticks it in the ground and continues playing.
I just imagine he just like twirls it.
Does a full flip up with his fingers, sticks it in the ground, keeps playing.
The only way there's not like a guarantee, I think, is if like I max it.
And even then.
And even then, there's still a pretty decent chance.
Yeah, no, the max you could do on it was 10. The least I can do on it is
7. No, plus your dex. So it would have been 11, yeah, because you rolled a literal 2 on the die.
I just imagine it was on purpose just to see if he could catch it.
Probably.
Oh, neat! You can!
Can what?
Catch thrown objects.
You see Bella just stare at you, like, mouth open wide as in a yawn, just, like, hung there for a second. She slowly closed it. What? Looks
I threw a
over,
javelin at him.
sees the javelin, looks back to you. No,
I was curious.
I should go back to bed.
I promise I'm only this stupid with friends.
Fair enough. Shall
Not
we
comforting
get,
at all when you're in the friend category.
let's get some food in us so we can get going. Shall we?
Seems an apt time for it.
Ellie immediately leaps up. Food! What?
Everyone is able to jump up and get food. Some with less gusto than Ellie, but gusto
Oh
all
yeah,
the same.
Guru.
Yes.
I would like to say that part of my morning ritual is doing yoga.
Fair enough.
You have immediately earned Ellie's interest.
Gotta fucking stay limber.
I didn't know your legs could bend that way.
It takes a lot of practice.
Mm-hmm.
Let me try.
You can try.
Dex check.
Sure.
To see if I get
Nat
stuck.
1. Nat 1. Nat 1.
Don't. No.
Aw.
You're
that's
very
a good
flexible.
dex check.
You're above average, even.
I wanted to see that dope
You wanted
nasty
to see
Nat
my
1.
ass get stuck.
How did I get like this? You're just in a full circular position. How could this happen to me?
That being said, with yourself just like, I mean, this works, sure. If you're able to do some yoga.
Sorry, Mom, open the door.
You're fine.
Mhm.
You do yoga, and you're doing it pretty well. So, you guys move forward, and if you'd like, we can expediency this and move up to the mountain.
I am gonna ask Ella what the hell she was doing, obviously. Your
About
husband
what?
said you're off in La La Land.
Oh, okay.
Is that what he still calls it?
He also said that you can't bring back candy, which saddens me.
I don't think that candy would have been what you wanted out of that. That particular trip was, needed a bit of TLC.
She tilts her head.
Tender love
You
and
mind?
care.
No, I know what that means. Mom uses that term sometimes, but... You mind if I ask what you were doing?
I was visiting a nightmare.
Very slow blink.
And trying to make it better.
Okay. Also, I'm sorry, I was taken to what Forrest's like grandfather wrote down on the thing, like a dream has many doors, and do you know what popped into my head?
Life has many doors,
Head
boy.
boy! Rolf was fucking perfect quote material, and like that was all that popped in my head. And then the second thing that popped in was, God, why am I like this?
Well, a specific video of him popped into my head. NPR knows the one.
Oh no. That doesn't bode well. Oh god. We ended up, like, once the session's over, looking up at it, and then he just...
It's the Rolf way.
But yes, what happened when we get to mountain?
Yep. So you guys continue on. She doesn't elaborate any further than that. But you guys are able to get to the mountain. Once you start at the base of it, you can see that there's a few like little huts that are kind of around in various areas nearby it. Farmlands and people who can just kind of relax, enjoy themselves, farm, if you will. There's cattle, there's sheep, there's horses, there's just all assortments of creatures, even creatures that you haven't seen in a while, Paris. Llamas.
Immediate walking up to the nearest llama.
No,
What the heck
I'd
this
stop her. I try to stop her. Like, just
Why?
calm her down. Touching wild animals can result
They're-
in bad things.
They're not wild.
Even then, they're touching someone else's property. Goo, unless these are the nicest people ever, people protect those fucking things.
Oh yeah, they do. And it's people who are part of the temple, but they're more of the, not the monks or religious people. They just make the things that are sold up on the mountain.
Yeah.
Do I see a
People-
person?
There's a few people.
Can I walk up to the nearest person?
Sure.
Do you own the llama?
Yes, as much as anyone can own anything.
Can I pet it?
If it allows it. If
I
it
will walk
walks
up to
away from
llama.
it might bite you. Make an animal handler.
It's fine.
16 is good. It lets you pet it.
I thought you were going to say it allows you to pet it once and once alone.
You may pet it once.
You may pet it once. No, it allows you to pet it. It just kind of like makes like soft, like kind of like grunts and noises. It kind of looks at you just like, what are you doing? But it lets you pet it. It's
Do
very
I even
soft.
know what the heck this is?
Roll a nature check.
If not, she can tell you.
Hey, good day.
You've read and heard about them. You may have seen them once or twice. They're not really like usable for like riding so much, but their pelts are usable for clothing and such like that. It's very different than sheep's wool, so it's got a different texture, different feel to it. But I mean, it works.
Not the best for riding, you said?
I said not necessarily the best for riding. It's essentially like trying to ride a sheep, except it has a long neck.
Llamas are typically more, oh god, what's the term for an ox?
Beast of
Ornery?
burden.
Essentially. It's like you put a fucking blanket on it and sometimes you'll have it pull something.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one of these in forever. Oh, it's so fluffy and cute.
Cute's not the first word I'd use for that, but sure.
I love llamas.
Please tell me another one spits on her.
I'm waiting.
It spits in front of her, but doesn't spit right on her. I already rolled to see if it would hit. It didn't roll high enough to.
Honestly, that would not bother her in the slightest.
It goes,
Spit. I'd laugh and spit directly in her mouth. Just
no, it doesn't do that.
nat 20.
You'd be surprised at how hard it is to off-put her.
But you are eventually, like, hey, come back over.
Oh, sorry. She'll walk back over to the group. It's one of my favorite animals. Right next to sheep.
You
And
really love
bunnies.
things that are fluffy. And
They're
white.
soft.
Some of them are tan.
Whoa, why they gotta be white?
I was waiting for fucking
Unless
Butters to
it's
say it.
one of those rare black sheep. Have you seen any sheep that are blue, or red, or pink? I'd actually like to see a pink sheep. I imagine that'd be adorable.
I saw one.
I have once, but that was when my friend got some dyes and had some
Oh,
fun.
you too?
Your friends sound very interesting. You dyed sheep pink.
Oh, my friend Gloria thought that it would be really funny, and the reaction when the owner found it was kind of...
No, my friend dyed it red, then convinced my other friend that it was blood fur, extremely rare and worth hundreds of gold pieces.
You see Bella's like slowly cover face, just like, that is amazing, but I also must not have the desire
He's like,
to...
I have to be the adult. I have to be the adult.
She got him a second time when she managed to make the fur look gold.
Oh no, not gold, please.
The second hand comes up to cover the face. She's trying so hard not to laugh.
Tracy
Ellie's
is a very
not.
fun person.
She takes a deep breath and just kind of pulls her hands down like, fantastic!
See, with my friend, it was just to get back to the person who owned it.
Fair enough.
They were being kind of rude to me, I guess, because they might have been upset that I, like, beat them at something or whatever. But-
Rather strong.
But we died at
Beat
pink.
people.
It was a friendly sparring match, and they got upset because I was a girl, and you know how the story goes.
I don't.
Okay, so basically, it was one of those more macho guys that always thinks they can beat someone because they just have that kind of ability. And
So what you're
bullshit.
saying is that they're one of the more mousy men who, as soon as they get their asses handed to them, they're actually as wimpy and frail as a mouse can be.
There you go.
Yeah, calling them a macho man is really not exactly befitting of them if they can't take a loss with their heads held high.
Well, I just look surprised by sudden hostility.
The husband is very upset right now.
Like just left, right. This is executive conversation. He really does not understand the sudden hostility.
Listen, if it comes down to anything, I've seen several people think that losing to my wife made them less of a man, and I've had to sit down with them over a pint, out-drink them until they were about ready to lose their stomachs over it, until they had it beaten into their heads that just because she can beat them in anything doesn't mean that it makes them less of the man that they are. It's when
Yeah,
they
so-
start making a pissing contest of it and make it like, oh, woe is me, that they become mice.
So we just dyed it the girliest color we could think of.
Why pink? Pink's a
Okay.
very manly color.
She said girly in air quotes.
Ah, I would have gone with yellow.
I don't like yellow.
Why not? It's a very bright and sunny
As
disposition.
you go
Oh,
that far,
excuse me.
as you go that far, starts looking at all of the clothing he's wearing and his
excuse me.
hair.
Let me correct myself. The yellows that we had, I don't like. I like more
Ah.
bright neon kind of things.
Well, that's the kind of yellow I was thinking. He kind of looks to Ferros, kind of like waves you off. Yours is more of a golden color. You're very golden. Very neutral.
Gordon.
Yes, golden.
Oh god, fucking his
Over there.
L's. His L's. Torptor, no!
Swedish L's aren't ours, but okay.
Yeah, that's why I started laughing. I'm like, that's not right, but okay.
I know, it just makes me think of Torptor with that accent.
You fucked that one up.
It made me think of Torptor with that accent. I couldn't stop.
You could have, but you chose
If-
not to.
It's R's or V's. That's the Swedish. R's or V's. Verk. So
Oh god.
He's just yeah.
yeah.
Would I do it again? Probably not, because I've gotten at least a little bit better at being vindictive.
Why?
But at the time and still now, it's funny.
Diana Sheep sounds like a
Because-
great idea.
Because then I got a lecture about how even if he kind of deserved it, it still wasn't my property to die, and then I should have a better chance with my temper, and
At least he had pre-dyed wool. He can just sell that for a lot of money. Eh? His wife
I mean,
smacks
if-
him upside his head.
to be totally fair, my dad was lecturing me, but the entire time he was kind of...
Sounds about right for a dad.
Is by the way, so we're about to enter the city, right?
Yes, you are going up the mountainside as how this is going on.
How's the sweater work look?
It is pretty much almost done.
I have to finish.
You work on it as quickly as you can. You have someone else driving, and before you get up there, it is finished.
Yes, but it's like a yellow jacket, but it mimics the like style and look of a leather jacket with
Mhm.
badass written on the back.
Awesome, awesome.
I love it.
That's why Fars was self-conscious when he said that you didn't like yellow. He's knitting something that's yellow.
Yeah, he's like, no, yours gold. That's not the yellow I'm talking. I'm talking about so yellow that you can't exactly look at it without wanting to cry a little because it almost looks white.
She points to him.
He is not that kind of yellow. He is more golden. He is sun-kissed.
No,
yellow.
she's pointing to the husband
Oh,
in
to me?
agreement.
Yep. Sorry, I thought you were pointing at him.
I have been tuned out this entire time.
I can say
You
that
didn't miss anything.
she will pull out the
in and out of character.
she'll pull out the sundress that she has that is in fact yellow.
See, sun-kissed.
Is this some kind of yellow-blue dress thing?
That's the sundress that she has, kinda.
No,
yellow.
like, is it blue? Is it yellow?
No, this is a what is a girly color? And he's like, pink's very manly.
Oh,
Yellow
never
is
mind.
what I think of, like the neon, almost white yellow is what I'm talking about.
I tuned in just enough to hear that, and I'm like, you know what? Nope.
Nope, back out.
I feel like Alosh like, yes, we're almost here. Here's that. Nope, I can wait.
Trans-
his
What is and is not a girly color.
yeah. His
Fars
wife like
is-
leans over and just like, quit while you're ahead. You're digging yourself into a hole here.
Fars
No,
is
I'm
definitely
not.
looking a bit even happier than he normally is, by the way.
You seem bright and sunny. I didn't mean to make that pun.
I get it.
I'm sorry. It took me to Lux's line if you joke near. I got the joke.
Okay, so as you approach, you see several different guards, different people standing about, watching as you approach. The various different builds and such, ranging from people that you know as being monks to others being clerics or paladins, just all over. With your perception, just kind of looking around, you don't quite see any familiar faces in the ones that you're looking for specifically, because I know that you're looking for them. But you're pretty sure they'll show up soon enough.
No, actually, he wasn't. He's very patient.
Oh, he's very patient.
I remember that about him.
Okay,
Yeah,
of course.
I remember that about him.
This motherfucker has the
Patient
patience of
man.
a fucking rock.
Fair enough. So you get to an area where you can stable the horses. It's an inn in the mountainside. It's
Are there
open.
llamas in the stable?
No.
Damn.
The llamas are in the pastures area. Farming them up in the mountains isn't exactly the most well placed for them.
I have one last question, and I promise after this I'll be quiet.
There are goats though.
Was there a black and brown llama?
Yeah.
What was its name?
They what?
God.
Yes.
How the fuck would you know its name, Paris?
I would be asking.
Wait, so you're gonna stop the caravan completely?
Should be talking to the fucking llamas this entire fucking time!
No, they're down on the bottom of the mountain. They didn't come with
I'm saying, while I was there, did I see a black and brown llama?
You saw it when you were leaving. You didn't see it while you were there.
Okay.
It was like one of those in the herd that like lifted its head and you're like, hey, it's there it is. I don't know why you were looking for a black and brown llama, but okay.
Have you seen Emperor Zucker?
Yes, not that kind of black and brown.
He's a bit of red too.
Yeah.
He was like reddish brown. He was like
reddish brown, yeah.
light brunette.
Yeah, no worries. I get the joke now. Nerd.
I am a nerd.
It's good.
It's one of my favorite movies.
It's a great movie. Moving on. So, as you guys begin to look around and such, you guys, there's an inn if you want to rest there, but presume that you're more dropping off everyone else because, Pharos, you have a destination in mind. And, technically speaking, rooms that will be provided to you yourself, and you could potentially spot them some rooms unless you want to just let them stay at the inn. It's not that far away anyways.
No. Hospitality.
Hospitality, of course. Making your way towards one of the areas, you actually see a fellow scribe. You don't quite remember their name. They were someone that you just wrote next to, and you just recognize them by face and such. But they kind of look up and they kind of like make a hand wave, just a gesture of, "Oh, hi." They don't really say much. They're like,
Oh,
"Oh,
exactly.
huh. Did you need to get a message sent? He's been gone for a while."
I request counsel.
Oh, you've been
It's big.
that big?
Shakes head.
Rising sun big or setting sun big? Rising sun happy big or setting sun just eh?
Midday.
Ooh. He like kind of like there's like the half step back, like ooh yeah that
Leaning.
yeah like
Yes,
he's like
sir.
yeah he, like full on lean back, just like ooh gotcha. I
Yes.
if you want to take a seat somewhere, I can bring them to you, or you can come with.
I'll come with them.
Yeah.
These are the people that have helped me through my journey. May they come. I request they come with us.
Hello!
Like shuffles a few things around his arm so he can get a hand out. Hi, nice to meet you,
I'm Ellie,
Yeah.
and you are...
Larry.
Larry?
Larry, actually, but Larry is what most people just call me. It's a little faster to say.
It's nice to meet you, Larry. What, I can call you by your name.
Some people just prefer to call me Larry, but Larry, yes. Follow
Which do
me.
you prefer?
Larry, it's my name.
I'll call you Larry then.
Thank you. Come on. Makes like motions, and you just kind of
She'll follow it.
he almost drops one of his things, like, "Ooh, I got it.
Careful!
Yeah, I got it. It's just a balancing act. I'm not. Just starts moving on his way forward. You guys follow him, and the place is gorgeous. It definitely has every bit of the sun motif that you've seen from Pharos. It's just like, where do you get this motif from? It's everywhere.
Ready?
The buildings have almost a faint shine to them from the sunlight. All of the buildings are facing with their windows and doors trying to face towards the sunrise. So they're all facing towards the east. And it's just a well-placed, well-set city, almost. It's more of a town, not quite as big as a city, but if you don't know the ways to get to one place to another fast enough, it feels like it'll take a while. But with him as your guide, with Pharos just casually running up behind him, you were able to eventually get to one of the humbler abodes. Not as much to set this one apart. It looks as simple as any other, but Pharos, you've stood here before, you've seen this before, you remember just everything about this place, and it's home in a sense.
Hmm.
You kind
Guru, I'm beginning to take the dodge action.
of, okay. Awesome. Cool.
Oh
So,
my god!
with the dodge action, you are able to move and kind of you feel some hands against, like move against your waist, and you can just kind of move and shove your like hips forward, push against them, just are able to stumble forward.
He pelvic thrusts outside of the attack range.
Basically,
Guru, I honestly thought I was about to get football charged.
as you are able, well, to be fair, you then make an acrobatics check, actually.
I love how I said that at just the right time.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're home. That's
That don't mean
20
shit, bruh.
So you guys watch as, using the arms that he gripped to push down while he's pelvic thrusting, pushes off and does a sweet backflip over the top of this armored figure, just trying to charge at him, and just skids through all as he lands, just like, ha! And you just see this person turn around, his hair just whips around and kind of smacks herself in the face as she pushes it, as this large half-orc woman just kind of looks at you, just kind of walks up slowly.
You're getting sloppy.
You dodged.
Wait,
Grabs
Who is
you,
this?
like grabs you by the shoulders to make sure she has you, and then yanks you into a hug and just kind of gives
You're
you a
also
half
getting
movie.
He just gives her a hug.
You've been gone way too long. You know that?
I've only been gone for a few months.
A few months is long enough. I got bored.
I made you a sweater. He takes out the sweater.
Takes it, like, flips it over. I will have to wear this when I'm not wearing armor. Because this will... Well,
I made it good. I made it big enough, girl.
yeah. Like, she like, looks at you like... she, like, slowly pulls it on. Like, kind of, like, tries to do, like a... Pops the inside of it, like, yeah. Looks over her
The
shoulder.
idea is,
Yeah.
I made it big enough so when she's wearing armor, it can fit normally. But when she's not, she can kind of, if you know what it means, shirt cocking it.
Kind
Yeah,
of.
Where it's like
Slims
it's
it.
somebody, like it's somebody that wears like a shirt, but it's big enough to like hide all of their particulars.
Yes, I get you.
Ridiculous.
Like if they got short enough shorts on that you can't tell they're wearing shorts.
Essentially.
Oh, those are such
Yeah.
cute sweaters.
Yep, and she just pulls it on and like looks over her back, just like, yeah. Gives you another
I'm
hug.
gonna take a stab and say this is Tracy.
Yes,
You know my name, but I
this
don't
is
know yours.
Tracy.
Kinda does
I'm
like a once-
Elizabeth, and just from the stories I've heard, you owe me a spar. She's grinning.
I might
Oh,
hurt
no.
you.
Oh no.
I think you might hurt me. Varos, you didn't tell me you were bringing me another gift.
Well, this is Ellie, and this is Alasha.
Hello.
I need to ask of you a favor.
Favors are bad, but go ahead.
When I speak in there, I'm going to say something that will make some of the more elders upset.
Mm-hmm.
But I need you to stand by me.
I mean, I was gonna stand by you anyways. But, you know, standing on your side on a thing, I suppose I could do that. Why?
Drew, I'm gonna DM you a question.
She kind of like leans on you slightly, like, why?
I figured out what I set out to figure out, and what I figured out is a lot. And I made a decision that I stand by, that the elders might not enjoy.
Butters, how do you spell her name?
How you think you would spell it,
Does it end in Y or IE?
Tracy? Just why?
I was thinking like Bo Tracy, but alright.
No.
How the fuck?
With an I think.
Oh. You say Bo Tracy, and I just think Queefius thanks to fucking Butters now.
I know,
Well,
I
yes.
saw the question, hold on.
No. Yeah, you gave it to me, Trilogy.
No, I'm just confused because I'm looking through my stuff and I'm kind of trying to find Karg Sheet. There he is. I was like looking at it, just like, wait a minute.
Okay, thank you.
I thought I
But
deleted
yes,
his stuff, and I was like, no! So yes,
Oh. Let's just say I met some more. I'm no longer with some people I met on my journey, and I made a decision, and I stand by it. I think some people will agree with me, but those some people will more likely be the younger ones.
Oh, is that kind of decision? Yeah, the old people tend to not like new ideas. I mean,
I was sent out to make a difference, and I'm making
good
for
on
the
you.
better.
Smacks your shoulder. You're a soft. Oh, you're back. Welcome back, Ferris.
I reach down and I pick him up.
He's like doing the thing where his like shoulders are up by his ears, his arms just like go limp, like he's just like ragdolling.
You see a rather small gnome wearing glasses bigger than Forrest's.
He's tiny!
Wearing robes, I'm guessing, of some kind.
Yeah, he's wearing robes.
You are small!
You're big.
She holds her hand out to him.
He like there's like a faint bit of life in his arm that just like slowly comes out and takes your arm.
She will
Well-
rip it and shake it like Excitedly.
Oh yeah, his arm just goes wobble 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 the whole time. He's just like,
Well, this is my friend Drunble.
Hey.
He is the smith I told you about that does smithing on occasion.
Oh, he doesn't like germs. I'm so sorry. She lets go of his arm.
Oh, thank goodness you told them. You see,
I always prep it.
yeah, you see him like wave his hand and do some magic
He's
to
a-
clean his hand off.
Is he a gnome? Or
Yes.
halfling?
He's a gnome.
No.
He gnome boy.
Yes.
Can I be put down?
Yes. Oh, he put him down. Don't you
Okay,
worry.
good. He pats your
Yeah.
side and just like, it's good to see you back, man.
I got you a gift.
Oh,
On my journey, we got attacked by a tornado, I believe it is called. And elementals were controlling it.
Oh.
I found this, and I'll pull out a piece of tree.
Oh. He takes the piece and just kind of like pulls out a magnifying glass, just like puts it up to his already large glasses and makes his eye just.
Are they
like, fall-
comedically big?
With the magnifying glass over it, it is just comedically huge, almost as big as his face.
No, I mean like the glasses.
Yes, they're
Perfect.
absolutely comedically big. He's just looking over. This will make a really good addition to the. Yeah, this will be really good. I'll put this. He puts it into his bag. You're back. I mean, obviously, if you're here, you're looking to talk to people, not me, but.
Well, I mean, I'm wanting to talk to you.
I want you to be by my side always. Which, when I walk in there to speak to people, I expect you to be there next to me.
When's the next time?
I think now.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
okay. I can be here now. I'm supposed to be at the. But
This is big.
are we
Very
talking
big.
rising sun big or setting sun big?
Rising sun means important.
Rising sun means
Oh.
like, it's a new dawn, it's good things, or setting sun.
You described it as midday, and your friend reacted with like, "Ugh."
I go midday.
Ooh.
Some things leaning towards setting. Some things leaning towards rising.
Yeah, that's middle ground's always.
Iffy.
Yeah, you can't see your shadow. Yeah, there's just you're looking down, all you see is just a dot. Yeah, can't tell. Okay, yeah, we can. Okay, yeah, I'll come with you. That I think they'll understand when. Hopefully, they don't get mad at me.
I give him a very good boop on his snoot.
Rubs his nose violently, just.
You know I'm clean.
I know, but it's habit. Rubs his nose, which is now a little bit pink.
I like the idea that when I picked him up, Tracy picked me up, so it was a
Yes.
very weird.
It's a totem pole.
Yes, Tracy
Yeah.
absolutely picked you up. I wanted to say that, but I'm like, I'll wait till we're done here.
Ellie's just staring at Tracy.
Tracy is big Lorge. She got the teeths, and she's looking at you with like a, oh, I'm gonna enjoy this kind of smile.
I like the idea that she has Ellie has a battle axe and she has a great sword, so they're just like,
Huh. Interesting.
I feel like at this point, it's the equivalent of just like two fucking predatory cats just looking at each other like, ooh, a challenge.
It's a mountain lion and a panther circling each other, just like, fresh meat.
Forrest will he gets out the book, definitely,
Mhm.
and we'll start with while
Mhm.
just kind of mingling with his friends and
Mhm.
hugging.
Sickle and ready to mingle.
After a couple minutes, the other scribe kind of pokes his head out. Elders will see you now.
Well,
Damn.
you want to see me the most bold I've ever been? And he's smiling a little bigger.
Tracy
As we
Tracy
start
like
walking.
raised the brow, just like, oh, he's grown some balls. Nice. What'd you do to him?
Nothing.
Good. I always knew you had him.
I learned what pussy meant as he walks through the door.
Who told him?
Ellie just very weakly raises her hand.
Damn it!
Lasha is so proud to have taught him that.
Tracy will follow you inside with everyone else following you as well.
Okay. I just love how Digner. Who told him?
The chamber is simple. I wouldn't say Spartan, but there's only a few pillows, no chairs. The room has many openings for sunlight to stream through. Appears to be made of almost a
Many doors.
glass dome.
Many doors.
Yes, many doors.
Many.
At the far end of the room, on soft pillows, just much like any other, even with everyone else, are older people. Some of them are humans, some of them are Furbolg, some of them are Goliaths. They're smattering of different races, all with the symbol of Lathander across their chest in some way.
Is Vel there?
Vel is there.
Do some of them actually have it on their pecs?
Wait, what?
They're all wearing clothes, Mad.
Oh, bummer.
Wait,
If
what?
they have it on their pecs, you're not sure. He's trying to see if any of them have the symbol of
I figured at
Lathander's across
least
their
the
chest.
Goliath would have it
I
on
mean,
the
girl,
chest.
Vel's probably getting close, but yeah.
Yeah.
You can have a titty out. Just do Hanzo. Single titties.
The party tit.
Singular tit. The party tit. What the fuck?
Oh my gosh. You can make the presumption that the Goliath does, but the Goliath is wearing some kind of clothing over their chest, so you can't be sure.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Think more
by
like
it.
Goku instead of Hanzo. We got both of them covered.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
Okay.
It's
But
only
you can
when they
still
start
see it.
screaming and their shirts rip off from the amount of immense pain that
Awesome.
they
So I
pull.
just have to fight him to get his titties out. Okay.
I mean,
Um,
that's if you don't get one shot.
Hello.
Awesome.
Welcome home. You've been gone for a few months. We expected you to be gone a bit longer. Did you
I-
find your way quickly then? Nothing.
I've found out many things. First things first, he puts his book on the table in front of him. I'm guessing there's a table, right?
Yeah. It's like a tea table. Very low to the ground.
My theory was correct. And he places it. There was a war. One much, much bigger than we anticipated. Dervok itself, the king, found an iron flask. Planned on using it, and we all were about to do something we would not usually do. We planned to infiltrate his kingdom and fight. I'm still not 100% on why the war started in the first place, but I remember he planned on finishing it by any means necessary. It was taken from a buried temple, sealed away so that artifacts within were not unearthed. I know the King of Devok did not start the war. I figured out that everyone in the continent, at least that I've seen, does not remember. 4 years have passed. Not 1, 4.
And you say that 3 years are missing then.
I remember them.
You see them kind of like look slightly between each other. How is this possible for you?
The spell of greater restoration gave me back my memories, but it was the riskiest thing I may have ever done in my life, as turns out. I had a very small chance of coming back from that, but I got lucky. Lathander smiled on me that day. I do not recommend doing it. I have made a decision on the temple's behalf,
You see them like
and I
shift
stand
slightly.
by it.
Not being.
We will work with the Temple of Angela to solve this problem. One of the people I traveled with was a cleric of them, and he was the reason I found out of Greater Restoration in the first place. He was also the reason that I know it could go wrong. He is in a loop in his mind and stuck there, and I plan to help him get out of it. I have informed the Temple of Anglar that it is not our god's battle to fight, and that we need work together to solve this problem for good. And I stand with the decision I made that day.
What then would you have us do?
Have our smartest minds work together. We have roots with the Temple of Soon, with other gods that are part of similar monasteries. We take our smartest minds. If Greater Restoration can fix this, but rarely, we have to be able to find a solution with all of us, our minds combined. All of us come from different paths, and those paths are going to lead to one.
One path. One mind. Under one sun. It does make sense.
On one world, part of one being of nature.
Yes, I suppose it is. Speaking for us in that manner may not have been wise. But you were correct in that we should be willing to be open-minded about this. One of them holds up a hand and motions for a servant to just kind of move over and just slide the book over so they can take a look at it. We will take a bit of time to process this book against the records that we have.
You'll see it fits the other two perfectly.
He holds up his hand. I'm not saying that it won't, but as with all things, even minor discrepancies can be of great importance. If this is something that is truly missing from our histories, we need to be sure and to make certain we have not missed anything. 3 years completely out of one's mind. That is not something one should be able to blink and miss. And if there was a war, how have our minds erased those who died?
That is why we find the cure. We find the cure, we find the person that knows that answer. But there was also another.
And what was that?
If some of our people almost died. It is something I remember healing the wounded specifically. And he looks at Tracy.
Mm-hmm.
Tracy was one of the people that I helped save from near death, extremely near death.
Her hand unconsciously moves to a wound that she doesn't remember.
We were part of this war. Heavily a part. If we do let many people in on what is happening, we may start it up again, is my greatest fear.
You see them kind of like just exhale, look in between each other slowly. And you would want to make certain with such a thing that in doing so we do not reignite a war, I'd presume.
I think we should get the people we can trust on it first.
Wise.
I know me saying that with Anglar, with going to the Temple of Anglar, may seem hypocritical, but I do trust the person I was with my life.
With your life. Foolhardiness, perhaps, but you speak highly. We will look into this, and we will try and find for ourselves as much truth as we can to help. However, we have much other needs that we do need to accomplish at the same time, so we will have to ensure that this is delegated properly. I will personally take some of this information to the clergies. Kind of like looks over to one of the others who kind of like does like a no, not me kind of motion, like a waves his hand.
Don't you dare! Don't you give me this!
That's what elders do. They delegate.
Like, she doesn't say anything. She just gives him a nod of the head, and he just kind of like does a soft exhale and just like, I will go and speak with the paladins. I will see to it that they are made aware, so that they might be on vigil should anything come our way.
Speaking of the smartest minds we can gather, this is Alasha.
All eyes on
She's
Elisha.
She's one of the smartest people I've ever met. She's worked for, I believe, don't let the words in my mouth, I believe she's worked with the Emerald Tower. And she's very resourceful.
Pleased to make all of your acquaintance.
Give a slight nod. You worked with Emerald Towers, yes?
Correct.
Do you know the Lord?
I am an associate of Pharos' grandfather.
So in the bookkeeping sections then, not necessarily within the High Tower.
The library was, generally speaking, my domain, yes.
So you do not know the Lord, or have not seen him.
Out
has
of character
connections.
guru, would I?
Roll a history check.
Okay.
Paris, I have a question, by the way. Do you mean the name of your
Excuse me.
Damn it, what?
tribe?
Maybe.
Oh god, what is the name of my tribe just legit my last name, essentially?
Essentially. It's not so much your last name as so much as you were of the tribe of. That would be your last name. So you're basically Elizabeth of the tribe of, and that's your last name. Shortening it down is just Elizabeth Wallbreaker.
No, you got it right the first time, Wall Cleaver.
You have it on your sheet as Wallbreaker, Paris.
Yeah, I know. There's Wallbreaker in one and Wall Cleaver in the other, and I fucking forgot to switch it. I forgot to switch it.
With a 15, you remember
16.
Yeah, above a 15 is what you needed. You remember seeing the Lord from years ago when he first came to power. You know, you're an elf, you've lived a while. And you remember him being, you know, more of an, not fully active, like he just would come out at various points and speak with various people from different lands and whatnot. So you saw him on, you know, rare occasions. Around a year ago, odd how that coincides with everything. You remember the name of the Lord being not the same name as before, as you have already read. And you only maybe saw him once. Far less than before. And he did not look like the Lord that you had known for all those years. Which, if you need, I can give you the names of the name change if you wish.
Is it the same lords that were mentioned before?
Yes.
Because I'm pretty sure I got that. Let me double check.
I'll paste it for you.
Ooh.
Lord Riend, and then the one that you know is from a year ago is Lord Ervind.
Good.
Why do you ask if if I am familiar with the Lord of Emerald Towers.
We have those amongst us who, much like anyone else, seeks to shed light on things as much as anyone else. I imagine you have no personal feelings on the way that our Lord has treated this country currently. Kind of like looks, you like makes like a, you can interject on that.
Does he mean how this guy who is currently in power is
Running the country.
running things? You mean that guy who, out of character, is the one Cheshire has been running from this
No,
whole
that's
time?
from
No,
Hellsing.
that's not. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
That's the guy.
different
Fake
country.
seas.
Different country.
Just making sure.
Alash about to throw some massive ass shade.
On the
That's
wrong
so
person.
That guy's kind of a dick, just saying.
Not that person.
Not specifically.
He's been to himself. Perhaps that is good, perhaps that is bad, but we have finally heard word from someone who managed to get a singular slip of the tongue, but one to corroborate some of the information that we have been looking for. And something that makes the reveal of your information, motions to Pharos, a little more understandable. We believe, based off of what we've been told, that Lord Ervind is a Jinni. A Jinn, to be specific.
That would explain all of the elementals suddenly showing up. As their masters are coming too.
She nods slowly. The problem is that the elementals are acting hostile.
And that's where my friend Ellie comes in.
She holds up a finger. Lord Ervind has been cordial, damn near pleasant.
Fiercest of lions sit in solemn lines.
Perhaps. However, even if his own power made him feel protected and unconquerable, that should not translate from entity of seemingly jovial nature to violence of his lessers. Elisha, if you wish, we can have people to help you look through some of our old books on stories and such of that nature to see if you can determine anything about this, if you are willing.
I would be happy to assist you in this endeavor.
Many thanks, and we hope that you are able to come up with something to assist us with this, because thus far we've got people who have theories and ideas. Pharos has brought to the forefront something that may perhaps be quite enlightening indeed, but we need more information to be sure.
I have also made another powerful ally in my journey. This is Ellie. If I'm not correct, an easy way to explain it is Princess of the Wall Cleavers.
Chieftain's daughter, I'd presume then?
She nods her head.
It has been some time since the Wall Cleavers have walked amongst us. Generations, in fact. They continue to stay in the lowlands of the south. But it is nice to see when they visit, when they remember that our arms are still open for them. It's been some time since you've left us. How go their travels?
So far, it doesn't seem like the tribe has run into any troubles from the latest I've gotten, but I've been away for a few months, perhaps half a year.
Even time away is less time than they've been from us. It's good to hear that they are well.
We have the minds of the highest people in the Church of Engla. We have our highest minds here. We have one of the smartest people I personally know. And we have the wisdom of an entire clan to possibly help with this scenario. But we must all work together to figure it out.
We shall see. We shall see.
And one last thing.
Yes.
My grandfather. Some of you may have heard of him.
They nod, slowly.
He has left me with a parting message. I spoke to him, he helped me get that book back, and he left me with a parting message.
They kind of like nod, like, yes, go on.
What was it? I forget the exact wording.
It was the wording you used before, essentially. So you can, we'll just say you repeat that.
Yeah.
In a dream.
Okay, hold on. Oh yeah, I grabbed that, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Grabbed what?
The answer, the thing that his granddad said.
He wrote it down, yeah.
Yeah, he
the
wrote it down on a
answer
piece of paper.
will lie in the dream. It has many doors. They could lead one out of it.
I'm trying desperately not to meme.
The meme is always there, Paris.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps. They kind of like look between each other, just like. They seem to have an idea, but they're like, maybe no, probably not, but maybe.
This is what I bring back after my time away, and I hope it is satisfactory for what you need.
A bounty you have brought us indeed. Please, go rest. I know it is still good daylight out, but that is all the more reason for you to enjoy it. We have much we need to think on and determine. Go, rest, and we will begin as soon as we can. We will call for you.
I'll look to Vel and just look at him, nod.
Vel nods back.
And I'll slowly.
And on that note, I'd say that's a good place to end the session.
Yay! That went better than expected.
To be fair,
I
that's
was
just
expecting that to go to shit.
Oh, wait, trust me, there's plenty of ways that this can still go to shit, because this is them, they're just being like, okay, it's corroborated so far, but
The kid's out of the room now, let's talk business.
yeah, basically.
Also, damn, I never got my spar with Tracy. Shit!
Oh, no, that'll come. That'll
Yeah.
come.
I'm wondering what's gonna be the first event. You two fighting or me getting my ass. By the way, the man he nodded at was
time.
the man that he nodded at was the fucking old ass elf.
Mm-hmm.
That speaks volumes already.
He has white
Yeah.
in his hair.
I have white in my hair, Guru. That doesn't mean much.
as
He
in
is a like
whites.
As in, like,
And-
there's maybe a modicum left of the actual
that's
color.
Yeah.
dude, Matt, that's your natural hair color.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is not his natural hair color.
Yeah.
There we go.
Like when I say whites,
It is a high elf, Matt.
Yeah, whites, meaning that there's an underlying, maybe it was brown or black before, underneath it.
It's an old fucking man, and this man has seen some shit.
Mad trying to be like, oh, I got whites, flexes. This man leans forward. You are still but a child.
This man is staring at the humans in the room and going, "Oh God, such short-lived creatures."
I'm surrounded.
That man
by
is-
people who have such
that
a
is-
skill.
That is Forrest's only thing he truly fears in life.
Death?
No, that man.
Bell.
No, that man.
Oh.
Pharaoh's
That man.
no fear. That man.
One fear.
I fear no man but that thing.
It
It
scares
scares
me.
Honestly, Gru, you know how, Gru? Because of Timeless Body, I have no idea how fucking old that guy is.
I know.
Oh my
right?
God!
Oh yeah.
That man is still in the prime of
I
his life.
forgot that they don't age.
Not technically.
Not physically.
No, they age.
They age, yeah.
They just suffer none of the drawbacks of.
Yeah.
Which means that old as he may be, he can still kick your ass.
Oh, absolutely. I expect that even if he didn't have that fucking timeless body shit.
It's just like, yeah, you can still.
He's
die
the
from old
leader of a monastery.
age. One of them. He needs other people to ensure that the council.
Basically,
is
how
not,
how the monastery works, it's a monastery of mainly Lathander, but followers of Soon and another god are also there sometimes.
It's soon spelled the way I think it is.
S-U-N-E. It's the goddess of beauty. It's the goddess of beauty.
Okay, I was close.
And basically, it's think like Destiny, how they have the warlock, hunter, and titan leader. They have the monk, cleric, and paladin leader.
Oh, okay.
In this case, they have a few representatives of each to make sure that it's balanced, so that there's not just one mind at the head, but there's clearly a head of each of them, all the same. Like how that one person was like, "You will do this," and the guy was like, "No, please," and just like gives a little nod and just like, "Yeah, I'll go talk to him."
Also, that was one of the few times that you've ever seen Ellie nervous.
Good.
Good. I'll
Good.
double
Yeah.
check something with you real quick.
Mhm.
So basically, the elders, when they were asking me about the Lord of Emerald Towers, they were like, "Okay, cool. So you weren't really involved with it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I was more in the library." And they're like, "So what did you think of the way the Lord's currently been running our country?" And I was like, "I don't know, man. I mean, it's been pretty good as far as I know. I don't live here." And then they were like, "Okay, so we think this dude's genie. We think he's a djinn." But what did they say after that? I want to make sure I got that.
They said
You
that
did.
they'd had he'd slipped up on his discussion of that once, and that's the only reason why they even believe this to be factual. They have no other corroborating evidence, but the fact that they got it once means that they're like, okay, we're willing to at least consider this. There's no way that they're just going to jump into this, even with Pharos' information, until they get more details to work on.
Right, so basically they're like, they need to figure out how this whole rise to power came about, and that's where they're asking me to look at their records if they can figure out any information about that happening.
Basically, yeah.
Cool.
And the fact that there's a supposed 3-year missing means that they're like, okay, that
Yeah.
could help explain it. That's the reason why they, certainly weren't fighting it then, but they're going to have to discuss it, of course.
Yeah.
There you go, Butters.
So we've got
What?
plenty of things to discuss and consider.
What I put in Roll20.
Oh, I'm nowhere near my computer. Give me a sec.
Oh, I said she wasn't nervous because it's like, oh, these are powerful people. She was just nervous because an entire crowd just turned to look at her, and she wasn't fighting.
Oh shit.
So she became
these guys.
She became the center of attention while being diplomatic. She's not used to that. She's terrified of it. In fact,
I am not the diplomat.
it's like, okay, I can be the center of attention, but I'm used to being the center of attention when I'm doing what I do best, which is smashing. I'm not smashing.
You're always smashing parents.
You know what, man?
Smashing.
Smashing!
That being said, before we continue with this tomfoolery for too much longer, we do want to wrap this up here. For everyone watching, thank you all so much. It is a great pleasure to have you guys along for the ride with us. We are continuing to get into the meat and potatoes of this, and it's all so good and scrumptious for us to enjoy. And I
You
what?
I'm allowed to enjoy and rub my hands together evilly.
You
I'm a
enjoyed
nefarious-
saying meat and potatoes like that, like just a little
I'm
too much.
hungry, okay? Shut up. I'm
Doing
hungry.
something.
I have eaten only potatoes today.
Where would we have currently been without Forrest? Like if Cheshire stayed,
If Cheshire
Card would
stayed,
just be beyond screwed, right?
no, there would be. You would have stayed in with Angla's clerics, and they would have been looking into ways to try and send you off to try and figure out a way to get him into a healthy mindset. And then from there, you could have had essentially a similar sort of thing to now, just with Angla as your head instead of Lathander.
There's also another thing that would have helped with Cheshire being around.
What is that?
I don't know if Dom wants to tell you, since you might bring it back.
I'll leave that for the viewers to be confused about. Don't worry. Shh.
If it's the thing about what Cheshire did during the 4 years, I'm aware.
Yeah, that might have helped too. But shh. The viewers don't know. Cheshire is still out there. Whether he comes back or not, that's completely in the air. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. If you like this, leave us a like and leave us a comment letting us know what you thought of this. If you want to scream about what the hell we're talking about with Cheshire, you can. We're probably not going to respond to it, but we're going to give you a thumbs up anyway. And in the meantime, thank you all so much, and we'll hope you all see you next time. Bye-bye!
Mind me screaming right now.
Oh, absolutely.